come back on Monday. And then we came back on Sunday. When we came back on Sunday, when we arrived in the house, then when we got in the house, in my bedroom, he was on top of the bed on the side, and the lady was in bed. Then
you were naked.
I
in
went
your bed.
I went straight to that bed. Then he jumped. Then he grabbed me. So, and that girl was just trying to cover herself with the blanket.
Where the children now?
My kids are crying.
So they're seeing all of this?
The two of us were together.
How old were the kids?
Video. Should I say the line or do you want to say it?
No, I don't want to say it.
You know which one I'm talking about?
Yes, I do.
So I must say it.
You must say it.
I must say it.
You must say it. It's your show.
Imagine this in your mouth. When was the first time you saw that video?
I only saw it the day it was leaked, but we were blackmailed. I think almost 6 months.
So you knew there was a video?
Oh yeah, we knew, and also they were demanding like money. I think it started from $1 million to 800,000. Then he was negotiating with some comrades about it. But for me, I didn't know what was this video until the person called me, because he didn't tell me the time. When
so you knew there was a video?
No, when he was blackmailed alone, he didn't tell me. So when the person started blackmailing me, then I told him that the person says there's a video and he's gonna leak the video and he wants this money. And he acted like it's our video. Then I'm like, but we've never done a video together, so why? And all along, he was acting like it's a video of us. I'm like, video of us how? Because we never take a video together. He knew very well that is a video of himself alone. So he lied until the day the video was leaked.
So when do you eventually see it? With him sitting next to you?
I opened it. I wanted to see.
With him next to you?
Yeah, bro.
I want to go full.
Then I opened it because I wanted to see what is on the video. Because again, then he said it was our video. So I wanted to know what people saw. And then I was like, why you said it's our video? Why you acting like I'm part of it? When I heard that he was trending on Pornhub, I felt for him a bit.
You laughed a little bit though.
Yes, because, but I felt like,
you laughed a little bit,
but I felt like, yes, you know, because.
Bonani Nijani, welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today we're speaking about Umalusi Gigaba as well as his ex-wife Unoma Mngoma, aka Unoma Gigaba. They were just reminding you things that she did say recently, where she went on that show on Showmax and then she spoke about so many things. Umalusi azenzile, you know, wamthola endlini nentombi. There was a video yakhe also yamalusi yayitrenda ethi imagine this on my mouth. You know, there was also a video of Malusi sibona umphambili wakhe. Then there was that other girl ubuhle wephesheya oyithuka unoma every day. Kuningi nje, you know, and then there were a lot of side chicks left and right. But obviously abantu they say Kama is always Kama, because no apparently wamthatha Omar, yes, not apparently Omar but no matter so Malusi just got married recently. So but before that was married to that ANC lady who's very popular in ANC, but like she's a member of ANC, and they had a daughter uLerato nje umafongwase wakhe before ke eba nezingane ezu2 zabafana ke kuNoma ke anyway. So apparently uNoma wamthola was a side chick, and then wagcina ke somfazi njengoba ke aphinde wamchithela ke wase ke futhi uMalusi wagcina ke esishade nalo sisi kumusha sishade naye. Anyway, uMalusi uziphendula koqala ke ngqa after la izinto lezi uNoma hambe lo sharisha ngoba he never said anything. Awumlalele ke uMalusi eziphendulela ekhuluma noAlex Mthiyane weGagas esho ukuthi cha ngiyezwile impela into ezisho ngami unkosikazi wami, however this is my side of the story.
Born a minister, I was born Malusi.
Sure.
Now, let's talk personal issues. You've been in the news, Gigaba, lately. I think coming to this interview, there's no way I cannot ask this question. Your former wife was trending recently, saying izinto ezikhuluma ngomshado wenu, unpalatable stuff, or question even nama moral and how you handled yourself. She spoke out and people were interested in it. You've never been given a chance to respond to it. What do you make of the claims, the allegations, our show, and nega izinto that the country did not know about, and even the context of what made you in the news about some incident athinta wena siqu sakho?
You know, I would say, first and foremost, for the well-being and dignity of my children, ezihlala nami, engiyikhulisayo, engiyifundisayo, I would rather not respond. Secondly, for the dignity of my family, because I think umndeni wami would expect a certain level of responsibility and behavior on my part than to drag myself through the mud. Thirdly, the fact that somebody has made allegations does not make those allegations to be true. And the fact that somebody has made allegations about you to which you have not responded or you are not responding does not either make those allegations true or mean that you are running away from responding to those things. It just means that you have thought carefully about your responsibility, particularly to your children, and you want to protect them by not getting into that street fight that will live on. For the, members of the public may be interested in the fist fight. Gossip, hearsay, it's lovely. But the dignity of your children has to matter most. And to me, it matters most. And that's why I'm not responding to this.